Hi everyone, this is Dan Harley with Tech Talk with Dan Harley. This is episode number 84, My Computer Crashing and What It Means to Your Business, recorded on March 16, 2017. I had a crazy couple of days here. I had my production computer, the one you're seeing me on here and listening to me from, this actually crashed a couple of days ago while I was trying to make the latest episode. And so, yes, obviously, that's the reason why I'm a couple of days late in the show here. Producing the show, and I thought I might share this experience with you folks out there, so you know what, and this stuff you can even have to me, and what I did to recover, and also a very simple and cheap way to prevent this from happening to you. I know I'm not the only person. If it happens to me, it certainly happens to other folks out there too. So. Anyway, the last episode, Tech Talk episode number 83, was Can the CIA Spy on You? I received lots of great responses, and many thought should go further in this topic, even though it could get a little technical. In fact, that's what I was working on until the computer crashed. So I'm going to go ahead and push those topics off for another week or two while we cover this thing, because I think it's pretty important to talk about hard drive crashes and data recovery. So anyway, let's go on to some announcements first before we get into the details. First of all, thank you very much for listening and watching. Very much appreciate it. Your feedback, your watching, your listening is the reason why I do these shows, is to help you folks out there. And why I'm got a new major sponsor, which is you're gonna find out here in a little bit here. If you're listening on iTunes or on our Android podcast directories, please rate my show, submit a review. And I really appreciate that, because it helps me grow my show, get more people to see what's going on here. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment, some questions, some kudos. Appreciate that too. If you need to find me, you can go to primeconcepts.net, where you can links to the podcast show, the YouTube channel, also links to the individual podcast show notes, and also lots of free stuff on there, free tutorials on business-related internet topics. And my favorite tutorial is free and almost free ways to advertise your business online. Either way, please pass the word, share the episode, tell others about the podcast show and the YouTube channel. Greatly appreciate that. A little legal disclaimer here. Products mentioned this and in other episodes of Tech Talk with Dan Harley could be paid as an affiliate commission, promotional commission, or the liking by the product or service provider. In other words, I might try to sell you something. In fact, I'm going to try to sell you something today. So, in fact, let me tell you who my new sponsor is. I am sponsored by Carbonite, which is an award-winning cloud backup service. Very easy to install, very easy to use. Backs up everything on your computer automatically. You don't need no technical skills. It has high-quality encryption, where your files and data are well protected and secured. There's no worries, no hassles, and very affordable for less than 20 cents per day to back up and protect your personal computer. So I have a free, thanks to their sponsorship here, I have a free 15-day trial offer. You go to primeconcepts.net/link/carbonite. That's primeconcepts.net/link/carbonite. There are links on the video. There's links in the show notes. There's links on primeconcepts.net if you can't find it. So that's a free 15-day free trial, no obligations, and I'm sure you'll find out how easy it is to use and lots of peace of mind from that. So anyway, thanks for listening and watching. Let's get to the fun part of the show. My computer crashing and what it means to your business. So anyway, the story is my computer created, you're looking at right now here, crash pretty bad. What happened was so Murphy's law about computers. Computers will always crash when you least expect it, and they'll crash when you're doing something really important, and crash about just before you got to back up all your important data. It never fails. So it happens to me too. So I was working on the next episode here, and a little freak electrical something happened over here. Had a little bit of a flash. Okay, and computer's blinked. I didn't think it didn't quite go off. Well, but my accounting, I got several computers in this office here. My accounting computer reset and rebooted. But my production computer, the one we're seeing here right now, kept working. So I didn't think much about it, and I kept on working and working, and decided to start saving everything off. And all of a sudden, the computer froze up. And so, well, okay, this is knew something serious just happened. And so I took a step back and reviewed my options. So fortunately, I had my important data already backed up. So that gave me some, so it's everything on a separate hard drive. Everything's kind of automatically backed up. So I didn't have to worry about losing any important data or files. And I was able to consider some more aggressive approaches to recover my computer. So I started initiating some kind of reinstalling the OS and all the stuff. Essentially, I was going to reformat the computer and start over, reinstall everything. Tedious process, but no one of those things that's the best bet to clear everything out and start over again. There's a little checklist of things I do. One of the things I do is I use you perform check disk on the hard drives to make sure there's nothing physically wrong with the hard drives, and or it could be a the nickel fix to fix hard drives. And sure enough, check disk was able to find some hard drive errors and correct it, and I was back up and going. But unfortunately, how the error was, it took about a day and the size of my hard drives, it took about a day for everything to recover. But I'm back up and going. So I got completely recovered. I was able to verify the critical data was not corrupt because I already had backups, so I was able to cross-check them. So it turned out everything okay. I just lost some time, at least on this one workstation. Now, what if I didn't have a backup? What would I have done? Well, I would have been much, much more careful with the data. And this has happened before, and it's happened several times with me because I've been around computers forever, several decades, and where the hard drives were not as reliable as they are now. So one thing I would do is I would make sure to protect the data. So I would do what's called remounting the hard drive, the primary drive, off of this computer onto someplace else, and pull all the critical data off that drive. And it's very technical and very time-consuming to do, but very necessary because the data is more important than the hard drive itself. So now there are situations where the hard drive might have failed to remount. Basically, there's something physically wrong with the hard drive. So that is where I would send it to a data recovery specialist, a hard drive recovery specialist, where it's above my grade to do. So this would cost either hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how critical the data is and how complex the hard drive is, how old the hard drive is, so on and so forth. And it could take days or weeks to complete. And also, there's no guarantee the data is going to be recovered, because usually if it's something physically wrong, there's physically wrong with the drive, there's probably something wrong with the data too. So anyway, that would be the worst case scenario. Unfortunately, I am not able. Now, I've done data recovery. I hadn't paid something. It's not cheap, but it was worth it for me because the one drive that did crash had one-of-a-kind data. One time I did not back up Murphy's Law, and I really need to recover that hard drive. So anyway, these calls I get as an IT specialist, these are the most serious, most difficult calls I get. And the problem is the data that's on the drive, not necessarily the computer or the hard drive. And it's a client's livelihood on there. It could be their accounting records, customer data, whatever. It's very critical data. So it's way more important than the computer or hard drive itself. So unfortunately, if people don't know me, they go to services such as Geek Squad, and where they won't touch this. Unfortunately, they won't go in depth as somebody like myself would, and they will wipe the drive clean. They will recommend that wipe the drive clean and start over again, because in their eyes, from their perspective for their company, a new computer costs less than trying to recover than the computer that's in front of them. So And also, just plain frankly, they don't have the knowledge resources on staff. It's extremely difficult to do. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of knowledge to do data recovery. So, and also can be very expensive. In fact, I tell you up front here, may have a very lucrative business model just doing that stuff and dropping everything else. So now, here's something interesting. It's actually very easy and cheap to prevent data loss, critical data loss. And frankly, it's simply by using Carbonite, which is over there. I've been recommending Carbonite for years, and I'm very happy that they decided to give me the nod to sponsor my show here, my little show here. So anyway, let me talk about how the first time I used Carbonite with a client. In fact, they actually purchased Carbonite and asked me to install it. I was very surprised. It literally took 2 or 3 steps. In fact, I don't even think it took 3 steps. I was a little bit shocked at it because I said, "This is it," and apparently it was. In fact, I called Carbonite's customer support. It says, "Yeah, that's it. You're done." I'm going, "Wow!" So, and you just started off. It's fully automated. Those guys done a fantastic job at designing their service and their apps to work basically in the background, transparent. You don't even know it's there. You don't worry about anything. Fully automated. The first day or night or so, what happens there is Carbonite tries to figure out what's on their computer, and then it figures out downtime where you're not actually using a computer and starts uploading your data, your entire hard drive, and then after that, it only updates the stuff that's new or replaced or whatever. So it's fully automatic. You don't have to worry about it. Peace of mind. And it is you don't need to be have any technical skills to run it. By comparison, I have a pretty complex and sophisticated data backup system here. It had cost me hundreds of dollars of equipment to put together. Not completely automated; it's pseudo-automated, and quite frankly, it's cheaper and easier to use Carbonite than what I have. And so I do have some Carbonite stuff on here, but at the time that's what I had, and unfortunately, and really that's what a lot of people had before Carbonite, before these cloud backup systems here, is a more pseudo-mechanical system, and it requires the technical skills. It requires some a significant investment in hardware and technology. All that to get done. Now it doesn't have to. So anyway, let's talk about something else here. Let's get back to you on this. What if this happened to you? What if your computer crashed or hard drive crashed? I'm sure if you had a computer any length, you at least worried about it, or it's already happened. You know, let's say you lost your accounting files or important drawings or documents or customer information. You know, what would happen to your business during or after a crash like that? And, you know, basically you said your business would suddenly stop and you had to deal with this. It can be very expensive. I mean, you're sitting there worried about this. No, let's go a step more personal. What if it's personal stuff? What about family photos or documents or tax records or something like that? That's just basically waxed on a hard drive. You're relegated to hoping for a miracle, and the miracle is going to be expensive to have. So now, advantage with if you had Carbonite, it's very simple to install. As I mentioned, it's like a 2-3 step process. It's hands-off automatic backup. You don't have to worry about anything. Peace of mind. Your data is protected. It's secured with high-quality encryption. It's very cost-effective, too. It's less than 20 cents a day for a personal account for your personal computer. And here's something cool there, too. As I mentioned, we have a special for Carbonite where you can try for a 15-day free trial. You can go to primeconcepts.net/link/Carbonite. That's primeconcept.net/link/Carbonite. You can find the link on the video in the show notes and at primeconcept.net as well. This 15 free trial is free, no obligations, no charge, and you'll really find out for yourself exactly how easy it is to install. And the big thing, I think, is the peace of mind, where you don't have to worry about losing your critical data. Yeah, it says your computer's going to be replaced for a few $100s, but the data, a lot of times it's irreplaceable. That's the important. That's the thing you have to worry about. That's where this Carbonite comes in, and like I said, I'm very impressed with it from a technical perspective, and a practical perspective too. So, like I say, in fact, I got another scenario here. I had a friend who is a office manager at a law firm. She was concerned about critical data on her computer, and I simply gave her the link to this 15-day free trial, and she installed it. Didn't even bother calling me back. I had to call her back a couple days later. She says, "Yeah, it's done." So that's how easy it is. So anyway, in summary here, that what we want to be concerned about is making sure your data is protected. And like I say, with Carbonite, it's a very easy way to do it, very affordable way of doing it, and very, very practical way of doing it. So consider looking at in that route. If you do anything at all with the technology around you, if you know how important the data is on that technology, you really at least take a good look at this free trial and see what it comes up with you. Okay. So anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. Finally, it only took 2 days and a hard drive to crash computer to get to this point. So anyway, folks, check this out. And by the way, if you have any questions on this about hard drive crashes and stuff like that, please leave a couple questions in the show notes and in the comment sections on the either YouTube channel or the podcast show, or just email me. Most of you folks email me anyway. So go to primeconsult.net and find some contact information there, or info@primeconsult.net will be fantastic, and we'll go from there. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching and listening. Greatly appreciate it, and we'll be back with another episode next week. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening and watching. Till next time, good luck and Godspeed to your online success.